behalf of our administration, athletic director, booster club, coaches and players, this is Terry Diamond welcoming you to Dunning Field at Ross Plaza, home of the New Canaan Rams and their head coach, Chip Buffio. This evening, the Rams welcome the players, coaches and fans of the Ridgefield Tigers and their head coach, James Goldman. Rams enter today's contest with records 13-1, while Ridgefield has 13 wins and 2 losses on the season. On behalf of the CIAC and New Canaan High School, we would like to remind you to demonstrate good sportsmanship, respect, and courtesy of all student athletes, coaches, officials, and fellow fans. Support the team you root for and show respect for the opposition. Any behavior that violates this code of conduct is grounds for removal from the stadium. We appreciate your cooperation in maintaining a safe and positive game environment. Now, here are today's starting lineups. First, for the visiting Ridgefield Tigers. Number 1, Captain Dylan Penn. Number 3, Christopher Halsey. Number 4, Captain Brandon Penn. Number 5, Andrew Fitzpatrick. Number 6, Brandon Jamelin. Number 8, Connor Tremacki. Number 22, John Kirshner. Number 30, Levi Kessler. Number 34, Anders Jerosa. And number 82, Captain Jake Carney. And now, the starters for your New Canaan Rams. Number 3, Finn Roeder. Number 9, Cole Campese. Number 11, Captain Henry Laddick. Number 27, Captain Will Hayes. Number 31, Cam Leiden. Number 46, Captain Bryce Leiden. Number 55, Captain Braden Roby. Number 77, Captain J.T. O'Neill. Number 91, Ray Wildman. And number 98, Matt Reed. Ladies and gentlemen, we now ask that you please rise and remove your hats to honor America with the play of our national anthem.
Welcome everybody live from New Canaan High School. It's some FCAC boys lacrosse action between the New Canaan Rams and the Ridgefield Tigers here on New Canaan High School Athletics. Hello everybody, welcoming you to Dunning Field. Myself, PJ Neville, next to me, Ryan Bell. Ryan, we're in for a great matchup today. Two 13-win teams, a combined only 3 losses on the year. This is meant to be a good one.
Yeah, you mentioned it, PJ. We're in for a great one tonight. Rams coming to this one 13-1, Ridgefield 13-2. And, both these teams have the common opponent on the loss. New Canaan's only loss this year was to Staples. Ridgefield have that as well, along with one to Brunswick. So, you mentioned that one, PJ. This is just going to be a fun one tonight. Obviously, senior night for New Canaan. A lot of emotions running high, especially for those 12th graders on the Rams. And you mentioned it. Should be a fun one.
Yeah, this is going to be a great matchup. Both these teams match up well. Probably, one would argue the 2 best Fogos in the state. I think a lot of people have JT O'Neill pegged at number 1. Then, Brandon Penn is second on some people's list. Some people probably have Cole Garrett from Fairfield Prep. But, nevertheless, a very good matchup at the face-off. So, probably going to be somewhat equal possessions here between these 2 teams, which is going to be a big matchup. I think what this game is going to come down to is probably that New Canaan offensive end. If this offense is able to get going and they're able to put a lot of goals behind Dylan Penn, then that's going to be kind of a telltale sign of this game, because this Rams defense never, ever lets up very many goals. I think the most is 8 on the year. So it's going to be tough for Ridgefield, especially with a very young lineup. They have some very good players, got Kessler, Colsey, and Carney, the 3 C's at attack, as that one out in front by Brandon Penn. Penn on the fast break. That one goes off the crossbar and out of play. Will be picked up by Colsey. Colsey will be defended here by Will Hayes. That is a very tough matchup for him. Not what you want to see. I'm sure the young sophomore.
Yeah.
So they're going to give it up top. It's Christian. Ridgefield, they love to go in the invert set, try to trap the shorties at X. That's what they're doing here early. Here's Liam Kristen. Draws the double. Look to pass it off to Gemlin, but that was a turnover.
Yeah, you mentioned that tough matchup against Will Hayes, and Hayes is one of the numerous players on this Rams team that are going to be playing at the next level, Division I in college. He's playing at Denver along with Cole Campese, so that's one thing the Rams have, is that experience, and a lot of these guys will be playing at the next level.
So it's going to be settled down here on offense now with Matt Reed for the Rams. Reed defended by Jerosa. He'll pass it off to Laddick. Laddick from X. He'll draw the slide and pull it out. The Rams haven't even got their full midi line on the field yet. Now they have. It's Campese. He'll pass it off to Roeder. Now with Wildman on the wing. Gray Wildman takes a screen from Roeder, sweeps over top. Oh, bully dodge, and he'll bury it. Gray Wildman draws first blood for the Rams and gives them their first goal not even 90 seconds in.
How about that from the freshman? Gray Wildman puts the shoulder down like he's playing some football out there. Mean mugging it. Great shot. Beating Penn in net, and all of a sudden, a little 1-0 to the Rams after it looked early in those first 10 seconds that Ridgefield might be pushing the pace a little bit. New Canaan strike first.
Wildman, that was a phenomenal dodge by him, able to embrace the contact and use it to his advantage. This here back on the face-off. It's going to be O'Neill and Penn once again. Referee backs off. It's going to be Penn who wins that one again. But O'Neill, so great after the clamp. That's probably one of his best attributes. Not even that he wins the clamp a lot of the time, but it's what he does after it, as he'll get the touch and pass it off to Matt Reed. Reed will take it in, pull it out, and settle it down. Matt Reed being defended here by the freshman Anders Jerosa. Laddick will pass it back off to Reed. Reed going to work from X. He'll roll back, look for Wildman. Wildman on the jump shot. That one goes high, but Laddick's back there to retain possession for the Rams. Now here's Henry Laddick, defended by Chodjanacki. Remove the C, and that's Hodjanacki, like New Canaan's Andrew Hodjanacki. Here's Laddick on the wing. He'll take the screen from Mazabras, get Penn switched onto him, the Fogo, but he can play some offense and some defense as Laddick moves in there. He had a great look. That one looked like it maybe got saved from Penn a little bit, went out of play. Here's Mazabras in the invert from X. Brady Mazabras working on Brandon Penn. Mazabras, oh, he'll lose that ball. It's loose out in front, and it'll be picked up by Brandon Penn. He'll pass it off to his brother Dylan. Now the Tigers look to clear this ball to the middle of the field. It's taken over the midline. They got Fitzpatrick in on offense. He'll decide to just pass it off to Kessler and settle it down for the Tigers. It's down low with Carney. Carney will pass it out to Kessler, defended by Braden Roby here. So now they're going to go back to the invert here. Now it's Lunn. Thomas Lunn taking the short stick with Brooks Wunderlich to X. Now it's Mazza defending Lunn. So he'll pull it out. It's Kristen. Liam Kristen off to Colsey. Colsey, oh, wow. I don't even know how he got an angle on that. It's a good look, went over the cage. But the Tigers are back there to back it up. Colsey really putting his body on the line. Going to have to get physical here against a really physical New Canaan defense.
Yeah, you mentioned it. There's been some nice defending by the Rams on the sequence.
That shot came, or at least attempt came from Kristen. But the Rams out of cage. Cam Lydon came really far out of the cage there. But he'll get back in time as here's Kessler. Heavy pressure from Bryce Lydon. Geez. Now here's Carney. Carney, oh, good move. That one bounces away and will go out of play. It's going to stay with the Tigers once again, though, Ryan.
Yeah, Ridgefield building up this possession time, is kind of looking for something to open up. But again, New Canaan doing a nice job staying strong defensively, preventing all these Ridgefield attacks.
So it's going to start in that back corner in the alley with Kessler. He'll have Lydon on him. Oh, Lydon with the great check. He'll take that one away. As Bryce Lydon moving it through the midfield. He'll pass it up to Braden Roby. Roby will grab it and take it in. Roby fakes the pass. He'll take the shot and he'll bury it. Braden Roby with the Rams' second goal on the day. The close defenseman. He'll take it coast to coast and bury the bouncer.
Braden Roby, I think he was surprised by how much space he had there. Just kept inching closer and closer to Penn and net there. Rips the shot in there. And the first goal from a senior tonight on senior night belongs to Roby, and now 2-0 to New Canaan.
Great goal from Roby there. You know, that pass fake really sold the defender there. He was able to put it by Penn. You don't see Braden Roby even really ever take it over the midline a lot, but he was able to get his moment, and he surely didn't waste it.
And all that space, too, like I said, I think it almost surprised him as well that he thought he could get in there and fire one in.
So JT O'Neill win that face-off with ease. He'll get a touch and pass it off to Reed. Matt Reed here. He'll dodge down the alley, give it behind to Laddick. Henry Laddick moving up the pipe. Good defense coming there from Chodjanacki. Now here's Campese. Campese down the alley. He'll pull it out. Give it off to Roeder. Now Finn Roeder. Setting up the dodge. He'll go down the alley. Almost drew the slide. Then decided to pass it off to Reed. Reed, quick pass out in front to Wildman. Now it's going to be Campese up top. He'll get a screen coming here from the Zabras. Now here's Campese with the shorty on him. That's going to be a ward on Cole Campese using the free hand. Can't do that. It's going to go to Ridgefield. Now it's Penn, the goalie, He passed it off as, bad pass. Good disruption from Harden. It's Corey. Corey, oh, wow. Couple of nice moves there. He'll pass it up to Gamelin. Oh, perfect fast break. Carney shot. It's loose. Looked like it maybe hit off the pipe. There's a scrum for the ball. 12 guys on the ground. Oh, Bryce Lyden just threw a kid after the play as well. Looked like that was Carney. I think they're going to say that it's going to New Canaan. Oh, maybe not. Saw Mazabras running up the field, I thought. But he was just getting the midline sub as Schwartz came in.
That was incredibly close to Ridgefield. I think he got a post or a crossbar or something there.
Second time this game, I think. Is here. It's going to be Kristen. I really thought Cam Lyden saved that one, though.
Looked
like he was going.
He might have got a touch on it and then also off something else.
Here's Colsey going to work in the alley. He'll pass it off to Corey. Now it's with. Bad pass. And it's picked up by Braden Roby. Roby with a lead pass to Harden. Chase Harden moving in. Oh, great pass to Matt Reed. And Matt Reed buries it. Reed with the phenomenal bouncer. He'll get it past Penn after a great breakout from Chase Harden and Braden Roby. Now the Rams go up 3-0. 5 minutes left to go in the first.
Yeah, nice one from Matt Reed. How about Chase Harden there? Coming up all the way from his defensive position. Beautiful pass there. Non-dominant hand, and it leads to another one for New Canaan. Right now, Rams are looking very strong.
Yeah, and how about that? 2 pulls for the Rams, getting points already on the day. Harden with the assist, and Roby with his own goal. 2 seniors as well, I might add, who don't see a ton of points. Roby, he had his fair share in hockey, but Harden really, if you get a point from Chase Harden, it's a rare special occasion. As Lyden with a good check on that play. He'll pick it up. Bryce Lyden moving through a couple of defenders. He'll lose that ball. It's loose in the midfield. It'll be picked up by Ridgefield as they get the timeout. So Coach Goldman really needed to talk with his players. All right, going down 3-0. I'm sure that they don't want a repeat of New Canaan's senior night last year when, of course, Wilton came in and put up 1 goal to New Canaan's 14.
Yeah.
I'm sure New Canaan would love to kind of repeat a performance like that. And with the way that these polls are playing, it's reminding me a little bit of Gray Tomasco, how he played last year. He had a behind-the-back. I think he had 2 goals in that one, but he had a behind-the-back in transition.
Yeah.
Which was really sick. Or behind-the-back dodge, not even pass. He put the stick behind his back. I still remember that. That was an awesome play, Ryan.
Love Gray Tomasco, former NCTVer. He's my sports producer, actually.
Yeah.
For a little bit.
So now 4:40 left to go. Ryan, if you're Coach Goldman, what are you trying to draw up for this Tigers team to kind of settle down on offense?
Yeah, well, I think for the most part, Ridgefield could very well have 2 goals right now, and it could be a 3-2 game. 2 opportunities going off that post or the crossbar. So, not entirely too much you can really change because it very well could be 3-2 right now. And obviously, when you have 2 goals, maybe you're playing slightly different, so it could even be a tie game at that point. So I think it's a little early on right now, obviously only being this first quarter. So we'll see if Ridgefield might at least stick with the game plan for now and then, assess halftime or at the very least after this quarter.
So both teams take the field once again. Ridgefield, they've got kind of a 3-headed monster there with Corey, Carney, and Colsey, another C-cubed kind of combination there, as well as or I guess Kessler at attack is a K, so did I say 3 C's earlier?
We're making a math equation now.
Yeah. But, Cole Campese also C squared, so a lot of C's out there on the field. Here's good slide comes from Braden Roby. Leahy defending on Brandon Penn. Penn can play all facets of the game. He could play defensive mid. He could play Fogo. He could play offensive mid as well. As here's Carney from X with Sullivan on him. Schwartz brings a slide, and Ridgefield lost the pass again. Looks like the sun
Yeah.
might be getting in their eyes back there.
That's twice now in
Yeah.
Ridgefield's own territory that simple passes are just getting lost. And you mentioned it, PJ. It might be because of that sun and the tough glare.
And, Coach Buzzio, he scheduled 4 night games this year. That really never does happen. He'll get a couple, but definitely not 4. But I think this Ridgefield one might be a good one because it's paying its dividends to the Rams here. The setting sun probably at a great angle to get in the Tigers' eyes.
Yeah.
As Leiden brought it down, and Coach Buzzio with the timeout. Another great timeout from Coach Buzzio. And I always joke that it's when Bryce Leiden has the ball that he's calling a timeout. There it was, but over the course of this year, he's definitely gotten better at letting Leiden play a little bit. And now he's had his fair share of goals.
Yeah.
So, but that was a good one there, as Leiden had just lost the ball right after. So, good timeout from Coach Buzzio.
Yeah.
And 3-0 is your score with 3 minutes, 33 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Ryan, what have you seen just so far in this game?
Yeah, well, I think first and foremost, as most people expect when you're watching the New Canaan game, the defense has obviously been amazing for the Rams. I mean, you just mentioned on that last possession from Ridgefield. I mean, Ryan Leahy, one of the seniors on this Rams team, he's playing spectacular defense out in that open space, just constant marking and being aggressive with the sticks, which is what New Canaan is so good at, and that's what really pressures other teams to make mistakes. And that's that main reason why New Canaan comes in this game with a 13-1 record, only 1 loss, and so many high expectations. And it starts with that great foundation from their defense.
Yeah, this New Canaan defense, definitely possibly one of the best defenses in the nation, probably the best defense in the state, very senior-led, senior-heavy. So next year, it's going to be rough, but, I mean, you got Cam Lyon and Jack Kroll coming back who are going to bail you out numerous times. The Rams come in here. See number 12 on the field, Luke Robinson. Earlier this week, after that McMahon game, when Chris Cuesta got a concussion, Coach Hawtaw, he was saying he needed a new second-line mid. And Robinson, he played phenomenal that practice, actually, I must say. And he's earned that spot as Mayock moving in. Harry Mayock, his shot goes wide, but Robinson starting quarterback in the fall for the Rams football team. Now he's getting out here. He actually made this varsity team as a sophomore, then decided to not play last year. But now he's back playing some lacrosse. And he's definitely making an impact at the time they need it most. So here's Matt Reed. Reed from X. He'll make a nice move. Reed on the backhand shot. That one's stuffed by Penn. He'll make the save. So now the Tigers look to clear. Here's Kirshner. John Kirshner, also a hockey player in the winter. He played against a lot of these New Canaan players many, many times over the past couple years. I mean, you talk about he played twice in FCX the past 2 years, as well as twice during the regular season. So a lot of these guys familiar with each other. Maybe, not the best of bonds, so to say, but they definitely know who each other are for sure.
Yeah.
It's here. It's going to be held up top by Gamelin. He'll send it down low. They'll pull it back up high. Here's Gamelin. Over to Troy. Ryan Troy down the alley. Defended by Mayock. And Troy will bury it. Great shot. That was great placement. After identifying the mismatch, he'll bury the first goal of the day for the Tigers. Ryan Troy, the junior.
Yeah, nice shot there from Ryan Troy. And, it did seem obvious at some point Ridgefield would get there first. They were kind of barking on the doorstep those first 10 minutes or so. Could have 2 goals. But a nice shot there from Troy. It's a tough one, for Leiden in the net there. And we're back at 3-1. I think New Canaan knew as well this was never going to be a blowout situation type of game. Ridgefield are always just 1 goal away from making it a close one. Now they get their first on the board, so Rams have to stay on their feet.
So once again on the face-off, JT O'Neill and Brandon Penn. As O'Neal seems to win that one. So he'll take it down the alley. He'll roll back. Oh, great slide there. Looked like it was Troy Nackey as Laddick picked it up, but that's going to be legal procedure. Failure to get it in the box for the Rams as now Ridgefield goes to work on the clear. Here's Penn. The Wildman heavy in pursuit as always. Oh, great stick there from Matt Reed. Rams are offsides. Referees don't see it as Sullivan got back. Now offsides again. Reed with the big hit. Reed was offsides for a good 20, 30 seconds there, and doesn't seem like anybody noticed. Here it's going to be Kristen, defended by Schwartz, up high. Won't be surprised if they take this down low and go to the invert once again. So it's going to be Colsey up top, about 30 yards removed from the cage. Schwartz playing Kristen out far. Blake Schwartz, phenomenal speed and athleticism. Could keep up with almost anybody. So here's Kristen working with only 30 seconds left. He'll get to his right, pass it off to Colsey. Colsey, pass it down low to Kessler. Kessler with a good move. He'll pass it back off to Colsey. Good defense from Leahy. It's the pass to the middle. That one can't be caught as 10 seconds left to go. It's Corey. He'll pass it off to Carney. Carney with just 3 seconds left to go. Leiden causes the turnover. Kessler's shot. That one got blocked by Sullivan, and that will do it. Your first quarter of action here from Dunning Field. New Canaan leads by a score of 3-1 over the Ridgefield Tigers. Ryan, what'd you see in that?
Yeah, well, I think Ridgefield definitely stronger to close that first quarter there, and very well pushing on that door to really pressure the Rams. Obviously, it's a 3-1 game right now. New Canaan up by 2, but you can never take your foot off the gas against this tough Ridgefield team. And the reason they're 13-2, have some big wins on the year, and are looking to get some trophies by the end of this year. And New Canaan just got to stay strong on the defensive end, which we know they can. And thanks in part to the great goalkeeping as well. But the second quarter should be a good one, Peach.
Yeah, and you talk about this goalkeeping. I mean, you have 2 phenomenal goalies, but you also have an outstanding defense in front of them, which, I was watching a video. I forget what it was, but it was something about the St. Bonaventure goalie, and he was talking about how, he had offers from other schools, but he didn't decide to go to these schools because sometimes having a weak defense in front of you is beneficial to showcasing your skills, which obviously that is not the case here for Cam Leiden and Jack Kroll. But I mean, they still have all these offers and all these good looks.
Right.
So second period about to start here from Dunning Field. Scores 3-1 in favor of the Rams here on NCHS Athletics. Ryan, time is winding down for these seniors. Of course, it's senior night. They're starting their internships tomorrow at school.
Yeah.
We're still juniors, so people are stuck with us for another year.
Yeah. True. Very true.
These seniors, I'm sure Coach Buzzio, if this game gets far enough in hand, I guess, for the Rams, that he'll start putting in a couple more guys.
Yeah.
Try to get some love for the seniors. I'd love to see Patty Sachs go in.
Yeah.
He's gotten a couple of games where he's played, but the senior goalie, I'd love to see him. As here it's going to be Penn, defended by Mazza. Penn holding the ball in the alley. He'll give it up top to Colsey. Colsey working on Hayes. I'll give it back to Penn in the alley.
Ridgefield really taking their time setting up this play.
Yeah, so here's Penn at X, defended by Mazza. Once again, the Tigers in the invert. Roby ready to go on the slide. Here it's Penn, still holding the ball. He finally passed it off to Corey. Now it's Colsey up top. Chris Colsey defended by Chase Harden. Harden, he might try and rough him up a little too much. He's, a physical hockey player. When he sees a player not as much size as him, that poses the opportunity.
Yeah.
As here's Carney at X, defended by Hayes. Carney will pass it off as Tigers now go to work. The shot wide. Looked like Leiden maybe got kick on it.
Yeah, Ridgefield with nearly 2 minutes of possession time there before that first shot going off.
Here's Leiden. Some good defense on Carney. He'll throw the rusty gate and cause the turnover. Leiden then throws him over as well. Referees don't call anything. Sure, Coach Goldman isn't too happy about that, as here's Brooks Wunderlich evading the triple team. Oh, swim move. Oh, and then he'll lose the ball. Carney now going for it. Here's Leiden, big slap check from Bryce Leiden. Referees blow the whistle. I think they're going to say loose ball push on New Canaan, and it's going to go to the Tigers.
Yeah, a lot of action going on, and all by the hands of Bryce Leiden there. Just so physical. You mentioned Chase Harden as one of those guys, but Bryce Leiden as well. And we've really seen it this whole game with all the checks he's been doing and really frustrating this Ridgefield attack.
So up top, it's going to be Kessler, the senior. He'll pass it off to Penn, as Ridgefield going to get a timeout here. Their second of the first half, their last of the first half, with 9:41 left to go in the second quarter. Scores 3-1 in favor of the New Canaan Rams here on their senior night. Me and Tucker have a couple of talking points. First game without Tucker in a long time. Tucker obviously on his internship, so now, stuck with you, Ryan.
Yeah, I'm
kidding.
filming.
But I don't know. We don't have any talking points. How are the allergies doing? I guess that's one of our.
That's one of your things.
Yeah.
Fine, Sometimes it's bad, but today's been pretty good.
Today, actually, the wind was helpful, I thought.
Yeah,
But,
that's true. Yeah.
Yeah. It was a beautiful day today. I had JV practice earlier. Only JV practice because freshmen had a game too. We were supposed to have a game, but since freshmen had one, and we have a lot of freshman players on our team, we actually didn't wind up having practice or a game. So our Ridgefield game got moved to tomorrow, but it was a great day for practice. We got
Beautiful
out there
day,
from 3 to 4. The wind was perfect. To mix with the temperature.
Yeah.
We weren't too cold, weren't too hot. As both teams come back out here. You see the trees moving a lot. Still a little windy. I think the wind has actually picked up.
Yeah. A little breeze in the trees.
This day has gone on, but supposedly this is going to be the best day of the week, so got to take it in. So here's Colsey. He'll pass it up top. Now it's Penn. Penn on the dodge. Oh, he'll swim move Schwartz, but quick slide comes from Harden. This is now Kessler. He'll bobble that pass. Now pick it back up. Trying to dodge on Sullivan. Sullivan, great defense. And the ref's going to throw the flag on that. That goes wide. I think they're saying a cross check on Sullivan maybe.
Interesting call there.
So, Will Sullivan. Yeah, cross check on Sullivan. So, he's going to be in the box for a minute. The Rams man down. So now, both teams first time going to work on the special teams. It's going to start up high with Lunn, the sophomore.
Yeah, here's the big chance for Ridgefield. If you're going to try and get a goal while New Canaan's a man down, you got to do it right here. Try and make this a one-goal game.
So Penn will take it. He'll pass it off to Corey. Corey back to Penn. He'll pass it down low to Colsey. Back up Lunn. Now across, oh, bad pass. Roby's right there to create a scrum on the ground ball. Oh, but Penn will pick it back up. Roby heavy on the pressure. So now it's Colsey. Back up top with Penn. Penn to Lund. Lund to Colsey. Now Penn steps in. He'll fire one way high of the cage. Now 20 seconds left to go. It's going to be picked up behind with Kessler. We'll pass it. The shot from Penn once again. Great save from Cam Lyden. As Bryce Line tries goosing that one out, but it'll be picked back up by Penn. Now Colsey moving in. Good job by Schwartz to get in his way. As the pass on the doorstep, and Carney with the twister. He'll bury it off the defensive breakdown from the Rams, leaving him wide open on the crease. And that gives the Tigers their second goal on the day.
Yeah, well, Ridgefield taking advantage there of New Canaan being a man down. I think that timer had just ended, but a little too late for the Rams to get that last guy out there, and that's what Ridgefield needed right there. Back at 3-2 now, and sometimes you got to take these opportunities when the opposing team is a man down. Those are the chances you got to score. Didn't look like it was going to happen until the very end there, but nice opportunity from the Tigers.
So Carney with his first on the day as the Tigers cut the New Canaan lead down to just one. Back on the face-off, it's going to be Penn. He's got to be tired. He's been playing everywhere today against JT O'Neill. And I think as time goes on, this matchup serves JT O'Neill and the Rams a lot more better than the Tigers, because Penn, as phenomenal as he is, he's got to play, all facets of the game. He's got to be tired.
Yeah.
So O'Neill only having to take face-offs, it's going to serve him well. So here's Campese up high. Campese will be defended by Fitzpatrick. We'll pass it off to Roeder. Now Hayes escapes to the midline, and Mazabras will come in. Finn Roeder will send it behind to Matt Reed. Back to Roeder. So the Rams look like to kind of isolate the ball here at X with the shorty of Penn defending Roeder. Roeder will use his body as he gets leveled there at the end of the dodge. Laddick will hold it. Now he'll try and dodge himself. Mazabras with the pick. Laddick dodges up the hash. He'll pass it off to Roeder. Roeder staying in his right. Finn Roeder, oh, that was a good look, but went high of the cage. But Matt Reed's back there to pick it up for the Rams.
Yeah, nice opportunity there from Finn Roeder, but now it seems like Ridgefield trying to hold strong on defense, which is something New Canaan did well in that first quarter.
So here's Reed. He'll send it off. Wildman shot that one high, but it had a lot of velocity if he was able to connect with the cage. Now, here's Laddick. Laddick takes a screen from Mazabras. Henry Laddick shot. That one goes wide. Matt Reed's over there to back it up. Now here's Reed picking it up once again. In the alley, Matt Reed gives it off to Wildman. Gray Wildman with the nice move. Staying in his right, he'll give it off to Roeder. Roeder up high to Campese. Cole Campese immediately goes dodging down the alley with the swim move to his left, and Cole Campese puts it top shelf and gives the Rams a 2-goal lead with the lefty rip.
Yeah, PJ, a barrage of shots from New Canaan in the last couple minutes. One was bound to fall, and there was Cole Campese, always coming in clutch for the Rams when they need him. Of course, he'll be playing at Denver in a couple of years, and that just shows how good Cole Campese really is when you got all of these guys out there, and everyone's a great player on the field, but Cole Campese just seems to be a little bit better than the rest. Fires in a great shot there to extend the lead to 2 for New Canaan.
Yeah, that was a great swim move on that play. Going down the alley, I don't think Fitzpatrick really expected him to go that fast, so Campese got a little bit of a step on him there, and then Fitzpatrick trying to recover. He didn't account for the rollback or move like that, as Campese brought the swim move and was able to free his hands just enough to get the shot off. As here's Penn moving in on JT O'Neill. Still hasn't gotten in touch. O'Neill doing a great job keeping him out, but finally was able to get the touch. It's going to be up top here with Troy. Ryan Troy, defended by Blake Schwartz. Troy had the first goal on the day for the Tigers. So he'll look to settle it off on the wing. As Troy sweeps over top, he'll pass it off. Now it's down low. Colsey out in front. That shot saved from Cam Lyden. Great save by Lyden on Lund. As now the pass out in front. Great break up there. Lyden was out of the cage. They were looking for Carney. As now here's Will Hayes through the midfield. Hayes push in transition. Hayes, he wants a shot. That one goes into the leg of Kirschner. As both teams dive, they're going to say that it's going black. It was a little premature dive from Troy Nacky. He probably could have gotten a couple extra feet if he just ran a little more, but.
Yeah, that was a fun play there. Will Hayes getting excited to seeing all that green turf in front of him, really putting on the Jets, trying to maybe get his goal on senior night.
Yeah, I was almost, anticipating it, but fortunately didn't get it, I don't want to say ever, but not yet at least. But, I mean, if there's any pull you would expect to score on senior night, it would be Will Hayes. The Tigers going to settle it up top with Ryan Troy. Troy will pass it off to Corey. Des Corey, defended by Schwartz. Corey will get top side. He'll sweep down the alley, get his hands free. The shot straight to the stick of Cam Lyden. Lyden with the easy save as now he'll roll it out to his brother Bryce. Bryce Lyden will pick it up. He'll move in transition. He'll get it across the midline. Now give it off to Matt Reed. Reed will just pull it down low. Let the Rams get their subs on. So here's Reed dodging GLE. Give it off to Laddick behind. Henry Laddick in the alley. He'll give it off to Campese. Campese up top. Looking to dodge on Fitzpatrick. He'll take a screen from Mazabras, I would assume. Never mind. He's going to roll down GLE. Now roll back up. Now that's a good screen from Mazabras there as Campese with his left hand. The shot goes high. Laddick back there to pick it up for the Rams. This is Henry Laddick dodging up the hash. Oh, Wildman lost it in the sun as well. Now here's Campese. Campese with Kirschner on him. Moving in low. Oh, great trail check from Kirschner. Here's Wildman. He'll pick it up. And I think Coach Buzzio, great time out there. There's 2:58 left to go. He had to use it soon. It's 4-2 is your score.
Yeah.
With 3 minutes just about left in the first half. Ryan, I mean, what are you seeing? This is definitely a less scoring second quarter compared to the first, but still a lot of action going on.
Yeah, well, I think after that first quarter, both teams have started to settle in defensively, knowing what to expect, from each other's attack. And, right there, Ridgefield, great job of defending, especially Campese there. He was looking for another one after that rocket of a goal, which, made it 4-2, but, it was a good time out there by Coach Buzzio to kind of relax everyone, go over the plan. And same for Ridgefield, they got to do a lot of running around. All these new Canaan guys are, very well in the stamina department, so Ridgefield, they have to take their breaks every once in a while. And, Coach Goldman, right, he's used all the timeouts, right? You said they used it too, right? So, New Canaan now using this one, so the guys get another rest on that Tigers sideline, and, much deserved for everyone.
Yeah, so 4-2 is your score. The Rams will have the ball here on offense, I'm sure. They'd like to get a quick goal, and then JT O'Neill, he's been very dominant on the face-off X so far. And I think the Rams would like to see him win another and maybe get a little bit of a 2-for-1 here. So it's going to be off in the alley with Gray Wildman. Will be defended by Kirschner. Wildman will take it behind to X. Good screen from Mazabras. He'll draw the double. Now Mazabras on the crease. Oh, that was looking like that one goal he almost got, but it got called off against Iona Prep, where he just kind of dives in front of the crease. Unfortunately for Mazabras there, it got stuffed by Dylan Penn. Now here's Chris Colsey on the offensive end for the Tigers. Now on the cut. Great look straight to the stick of Cam Lyden. Lyden, the Michigan commit, but bad pass there. Chase Harden lost it. Colsey's shot. That one's saved by Lyden once again. He's proven why he's going to Michigan as Harden. I predicted it just through Chris Colsey. It was bound to happen, as now right on the doorstep. That one just misses the cage. Cam Lyden going to pick it up against Colsey. Lyden lost his stick. Colsey's got it tied up in his legs.
It's just chaos everywhere.
Yeah, what is going on here? Referee's got a flag down on the field. Not sure what they're calling. I did predict that Chase Harden was going to throw Chris Colsey, though. So
yeah, well, Lyden made some
think
great
they're calling
saves
a
there.
Cross check, maybe. Referees blew the whistle and Colsey wanted to go, but they haven't even actually made the call yet.
Yeah.
So New Canaan will be man down here.
Yeah.
Chase Harden in the box. I think they're going to say a cross check. I'd imagine 1 minute.
Yeah. How about Cam Lyden and goal right there, Peach? I mean, two fantastic saves, but then also, he was incredibly far out of his net there, at the end, but that flag was already up in the air, so not too much to worry about. But, the Rams defense definitely thanking Lyden on that last possession.
So here it's going to be up top with Penn. Back off to Corey. Corey pulls it out, gives it off to Penn once again. Now there's Lund down low to Colsey. Now here's Penn up high. Penn off to Corey. He lost that one. There's that little window of the sun there, too. You could see it on the field. So here it's going to be off in the alley with Kessler. That one got batted down, and here's Will Hayes. Oh, great one-handed pickup. A lot of wrist strength there. Say that 5 times fast. Here it's going to be Matt Reed. He'll settle it off behind. Rams going to have to kill off this penalty here. Still 15 seconds left to go. Ridgefield not looking too urgent to bring the double, as just about a minute will remain after the penalty. Here's Matt Reed. He'll give it off to Laddick in the alley. Rams successfully kill off the penalty. Laddick going to have it in the alley. Rams set up their offense with a minute left to go here in the first half. Here's Laddick. Nice move there. He'll get top side. Look right on the doorstep. Mazabras. Oh, he missed the cage. Unlucky for Brady Mazabras, but Matt Reed is back there to pick up the ball on the restart here. 37.9 left to go in the first half. Here's Campese. Campese with Mazabras on the screen. Now Campese gets the shorty to switch on to him. Cole Campese now initiates the dodge. He'll roll back. Oh, and he slipped. Now, bodies flying all over. As here's Finn Roeder down the alley. Roeder, and he'll bury that one on the step down. Finn Roeder with 10.7 left to go in the first half gives the Rams a 3-goal lead.
Another rocket there from Finn Roeder, and you see Dylan Penn in goal right there. He just seems, more frustrated than anything. I think he just cannot believe that ball went into the back of the net, and it was kind of right beyond the post. Definitely wasn't, in the far back of the net. That one just kind of slid in past Penn. I think he's more upset than anyone, but again, nice one from Roeder there. The junior making a big impact, now 5-2 for the Rams.
Yeah, and I talked about it in that Darien game a lot. Roeder, he's a big bully dodger. He likes to use his body and use a lot of contact to kind of free up his arms and his shot. And he did that just there, able to initiate the contact, kind of drive the defender off of him a little, and that gives him enough space to rip one overhand. As here's JT O'Neill. He'll win it out in front. Oh, but he lost it on the ground. It's still loose. Wildman picked it up. Oh, and then kind of launched it behind him a little bit. As that will do it for the first half of action here from Dunning Field. Your score is 5-2 in favor of the Rams. Don't go anywhere here on NCHS Athletics. We'll be back to you for the second half shortly. Welcome back to Dunning Field on the campus of New Canaan High School for second half action between the Rams of New Canaan and the Tigers of Ridgefield High School. Ryan scores 5-2. The Rams, though, playing very well offensively and defensively. What would you like to see them kind of keep up to cruise to victory in this one?
Yeah, well, New Canaan's done a great job defensively, first off, and that's kind of been that momentum booster into a good offensive attack. And obviously, the Rams had some good chances towards the end of that second quarter. Obviously, Brady Mazabris most notably had, I'm not going to say a wide open next. Obviously, it wasn't wide open, but definitely a great opportunity for Mazabris. He'll be kicking himself for not scoring that one. But still, besides that one, the Rams had some great chances. And obviously, Cole Campese, Finn Roeder banged some goals in there, and that's how we've got to 5-2. And I think for Ridgefield, I wouldn't even say they're playing that terribly. Obviously, had a couple chances early in this game, and if a couple more shots go their way, this could be one goal game or even a tie game. So we'll see what Coach Goldman might have implemented at halftime, but I think it's going to be a good second half here, Peach.
So for the Rams, it's going to be JT O'Neill and Brendan Penn on the face-off. O'Neill wins that one. Back to himself. He'll take it, get a touch, and pass it off. Now here's Schwartz. Blake Schwartz down low to Matt Reed on the wing. Reed. Send it down low to Laddick. Henry Laddick will be defended by Troy Nackey. Here's Campese up to Roeder. Here's Finn Roeder. He'll dodge down the alley. Roeder looks out in front. Mazabras, but it's picked up by Laddick, and he'll bury that one. Great awareness from Henry Laddick to catch the tipped pass. Just put it in the back of the net behind Penn for the Rams' 6th of the game. Only 45 seconds into the second half.
Yeah, another senior marking a goal on senior night. There's Henry Laddick getting his, and nice start the second half for New Canaan, going up 6-2, and we'll see if that goal can maybe open up a little bit for this Rams attack to keep going.
So it's going to be JT O'Neill and Brandon Penn once again on the face-off. Referee spot the ball. He'll back away and blow the whistle. O'Neill wins the clamp. He'll win it back to himself. Now he'll get it over the midline, get a touch for the Rams, settle it down, pull it off, give it to Hayes. Don't be surprised if Hayes steps in and shoots this one. He's got a great shot, Will Hayes, as he's playing from X here with the long pole. Being defended by Gamellan. Will Hayes dodging from X. Wow, you don't see this every day. He'll pass it up to Campese, and finally Hayes will get off the field. This Campese will take it down the alley. Send it off to Matt Reed. Reed will take a screen from Campese, roll back and give it to him. Now Campese with the shorty at X. Campese backhand shot, and Cole Campese will bury that one on the doorstep. Campese with the Rams' 7th on the day. And now, we were talking about it at the start of that first half that the Rams got a goal within the first 90 seconds. Now they have two basically within the first 90 seconds here in the second half.
Yeah, two quick goals for the Rams, and Campese just making that one look easy. Oh, there we go, a little rhyme, incidental rhyme right there. But New Canaan now going up 7-2, and I think at this point Ridgefield, they really got to get something going. It starts with winning these face-offs, but it's tough when you're going head-to-head against JT O'Neill.
Yeah, so O'Neill on the face-off here against Penn. O'Neill seemingly trips up there, and it's going to be Penn who wins that face-off. He'll get a touch. Now here's Penn in the alley, defended by Schwartz. Brandon Penn off to Chris Colsey. Colsey will pull it out and give it off to Kessler up high. Levi Kessler will be defended by the short stick of Will Sullivan. Now it's off with Corey. Corey dodging off the wing. The Rams bring the double. Now it's going to be Sullivan who stays on him. Corey's shot. He'll bury that one bottom right. Can't get much better than that from the senior Des Corey. He gets Ridgefield's third goal on the day, trying to mount a little bit of a comeback for the Tigers.
Yeah, Corey, that's a nice shot there. Just ripped that one from pretty far out, right past Kroll and net there. So Ridgefield, slowly trying to claw back into this one. Still down 7-3, so they're gonna need a couple more shots like that one. But if there's any place to start, it'd be right there.
So here it's gonna be O'Neill and Penn once again on the face-off. Seen a lot of face-offs so far in this second half, Ryan.
Yeah.
It's our fourth, I believe, as that shot got saved by Kroll. Came off the stick of Colsey, and Kroll very well acquainted with each other as Braden Roby causes the turnover there from X. But those two play on the same Eclipse team. Here's now Will Hayes. Hayes will get it over the midline. Trying to roll. He still hasn't gotten a touch. Will Hayes, now he's got it. As Will Hayes moving in, and he'll bury it. Will Hayes with his first goal on the day. Another senior, another pole. Getting a point as Hayes with the Rams' 8th goal on the day, extending the lead to 5. And now that's 3 of the 5 captains as well, Ryan, checked off.
Well, it seems like Hayes has been hinting that he was going to let one rip all night. Finally has enough space to do so, and he doesn't fail when the moment arises. And that got the whole sideline, the whole crowd up to their feet there. Getting all the seniors, it's big opportunities, especially these defensemen, and now 8-3 lead for the Rams.
So here's JT O'Neill and Brandon Penn once again on the face-off. So this has been a very high-scoring third quarter. Now the only 2 seniors that need a goal, it's Bryce Lyden who has the ball right now, and JT O'Neill, senior captains, I should say. There's a lot of seniors. Probably not everyone's going to get a goal, but this Reed takes a screen from Lyden. Lyden staying in on the offensive end. Now he'll finally trot off. This Campese has it on the wing. Campese gives it off to Roeder. Roeder now looking to dodge down the alley. Finn Roeder on the bully dodge. He'll pull it out after the slide came. Now Roeder trying to dodge from X on Gamelin. Finn Roeder fading away. Wow! Phenomenal shot from Finn Roeder as he gets his second goal on the day. It's the Rams with 9. Extend the lead to 6. That was a great goal from Finn Roeder. I was not, when I saw him kind of fading away there on his back foot, he eventually fell over, but I was not expecting that one to go in, but he made it work somehow. Yeah,
another great goal there from Roeder. And, you mentioned him, PJ, just falling backwards. I mean, normally when you're falling back, you're losing all of your power. It seems like Roeder was gaining power by falling back there and just ripping a shot past Dylan Penn and net there. And, all of a sudden, this third quarter, I mean, I don't think anyone thought this many goals would be scored, and we're not even 4 minutes into this quarter. Now it's a 9-3 lead already for the Rams.
So here it's going to be JT O'Neill and Penn on the faceoff once again. JT O'Neill will win that one. Good screen from Connor Mazza there. Today was the first official day of not having Connor Mazza in physics class, although he did decide to miss a couple of other days. But, really miss his presence in class there. He's always, a fun guy. I've talked about it before, FRQ Merchant. As here's Laddick on the rollback. Laddick shot, he missed the cage, but Reed's back there to pick it up. Seniors, of course, start their internships tomorrow, but today they had a meeting about it, so they were excused from classes all day. As here's Gray Wildman, he'll step into one, and that'll be a stick save by Penn. I was about to say that was a goal for Gray Wildman, but a great save by Penn to get there in time as Mayock, heavy on the ride back. It's going to be settled down by Ridgefield. Still look up top. Here's Corey. Now it's going to be Harden defending Corey. Harden heavy on the checks. He'll pass it off. Now here's Kristen. Liam Kristen, the junior.
Hey, guys. Hey, guys. Don't stop there. Don't go there. Go stay
Oh. Schwartz, good defense on Kessler. Good move there from Kristen. Oh, an even better stick from Bryce Leiden, able to bat that pass away, but Carney will restart from X. Here's Jake Carney. Pass it up high to Colsey. Colsey defended by Hayes. Back to Carney, now out in front. Corey, his shot. That one went wide, but will be restarted from X by Kristen. He started a little too early for the referees there. He's got to go all the way back down. Will be defended by Braden Roby here. Not the matchup you want if you're Kristen. This Roby, he went for the overhead, couldn't connect. As now the pass out in front. Was looking for Carney. Carney couldn't get it. Now Colsey has it up top. Colsey steps into one from, that was probably 15, 16 yards out. Wasn't able to get it to go.
Yeah.
So now here's Carney, defended by Schwartz. Long possession for the Tigers. Here's Carney with the swim move. He'll draw the double. Now here's Sullivan, and oh, wow. Great goal there from Jake Carney, his second on the day for the Tigers. So he'll get it past Kroll. Tigers just able to tire down the New Canaan defense there. As Carney swept across the middle of the field and was able to just bury one overhand.
Yeah, you mentioned tiring out the Rams defense. Seems like Ridgefield had, a couple of minutes of possession there, and finally ending with that goal from Jake Carney. Looked like nothing was going to come of that. He was kind of swarmed by 2 or 3 Rams defenders there, but, just ripping shots. And, eventually, if you're going to shoot enough times on cage, then, one's bound to go in at some point. So Ridgefield get their 4th, but, still a 5-goal deficit here, midway through this 3rd quarter.
So it's going to be a violation on JT O'Neill, and Penn's going to pick it up. It's going to be Leahy on defense here on Colsey. Colsey rolls back. Now looks to settle in the alley. Here's Chris Colsey, of course, little brother of UVA's Ryan and Kyle Colsey, as well as his dad, Roy, head coach of the PLL Chaos, former head coach at Ridgefield all the way up until last year. Here's Carney down low. Now we'll give it off. It's Troy in the wing. Ryan Troy. Good defense from Mazza there.
Don't go over there. Stay over on this side. Don't go over there.
As Troy looked like he had a second thoughts about taking that shot. Is now 2-on-2 ground ball here. Ball loose, still loose along the end line. Nobody can get to it. That was Lund who kept it in. Is now Braden Roby battling for the ground ball. So that one goes out. I think they're going to say that's Off-White staying with Ridgefield. So Ridgefield just sitting on this ball for practically the entire 3rd quarter so far. Rams had a couple of possessions early. They were able to get 2 goals in the first 90 seconds, but nothing since then, as Will Hayes heavy on the slaps there. Now Colsey, he'll be defended by Hayes. Colsey moving in, he'll take it down low. Oh, Chris Colsey pass up high. The shot, and that's buried by Ryan Troy, his second on the day, as the Tigers get back within 4 on the Rams.
Yeah, PJ, 2 quick ones for Ridgefield. They're trying to claw their way back into this one, down 9-3 and now 9-5. It seems like the Tigers gaining a little bit of confidence, as we head towards the end of this 3rd quarter. All of a sudden you get 1, maybe even 2 more, and all of a sudden this is a 2-goal game, and New Canaan's got to panic a little bit, but still, a 4-goal cushion for the Rams, but Ridgefield certainly knocking on the doorstep.
Yeah, and Ryan, this is a huge game for both of these teams, because the winner of this one actually becomes the top seed in the FCAC. Breaking news, kind of, I guess, is that Darien just beats Staples, as JT O'Neill with the great trail check, but Darien beats Staples by a score of 9-6 as Chase Harden wheeling the ball up the field. So the winner of this one, as we currently had going into today, a 3-way tie for the top of the FCAC, and this being the final day of FCAC competition. or inter-FCAC competition, I should say. This is pivotal, and Staples, they came in as the 1 seed. They had the tiebreaker over both of these teams, but ever since then, Staples, they lost to Darien just now, as I said. So now the winner of this one will be 4-1 in the FCAC, and then the other two 3-2. So this is huge as Roeder steps into this one. Roeder on the bouncer, sits loose in the middle of the field. Nobody can pick it up. Now finally picked up by Finn Roeder. Roeder up high, dodging on Fitzpatrick. Roeder steps into one. That one got clipped on the shot coming out of his stick. And now it's going to be Laddick from behind. It's going to be Laddick off the wing now. Henry Laddick sets up the dodge with the swim move. He'll roll back. Henry Laddick gets topside. He'll go to the ground. Now it's loose. Scrum for the ball. Picked up by Roeder again. Great hustle from Finn Roeder as Campisi steps in. Now Reed.
Oh.
Matt Reed. Oh, that was a great look, Ryan.
Yeah.
You even side there. It's going to be Wildman now on the wing. Wildman on the rollback. He'll go to his left. Great Wildman. Couple of nice dodges there. Now Roeder up high. Finn Roeder back to Gray Wildman. Wildman down the alley. Oh, wow. He tucked that one right under the crossbar. This Gray Wildman, just a freshman, gives the Rams their 10th goal on the day. His second. That was a phenomenal shot from Wildman. It does not get much better than that.
Yeah, top bins there from Gray Wildman. And, this is kind of the message to every other team in the FCAC and all over Connecticut. This kid's only a freshman right here. And just from that play, you'd think maybe this guy is upperclassman, junior, senior, ripping that one past Dylan Penn in net. It seems like Penn had the stick in the top corner as well, but just the velocity on the ball. Just absolutely burying that one. Now a 10-5 lead for the Rams. They hit double digits.
So now it's going to be O'Neal and Penn. It's going to be picked up by Brandon Penn. So he'll pass it off to his brother Dylan. Now the Tigers have to go to work on the clear from their own end. Here's Penn, bad pass, but he'll be able to reconvene on the ground ball. He looks to pass it up to Corey. Here's Corey with Schwartz in pursuit, and Corey buries that one with the left in transition. Nobody slid to him. And he had all the time and room in the world. He was able to bury that one, cut the lead back down to 4 with 1:44 in the third quarter.
Yeah, 2 quick goals from New Canaan. Then Ridgefield following it up immediately. Nice one by Corey, and just had a ton of open space right there. When you see the green grass in front of you, you can just try and rip a shot with no pressure on you, and Corey does that. Now we're back at 10-6, and 1:44 left in this third quarter, and I think PJ, we're probably going to see a couple more goals.
Yeah, this has been a very, very high-scoring third quarter. This ball loose in the midfield. It's picked up by Penn. He still has the ball somehow. This Brandon Penn will take it in, pass it off. Hayes with a good slide as that shot goes wide off the stick of Gamelin. As the Tigers looking to settle it down. Braden Roby in defense here. As Roby hits the overhead. Wow. Phenomenal check from Braden Roby. As he'll look up to Kroll. It's loose in the midfield. Carney, Kroll, Colsey. Everyone's in there. As Kroll will pick up the ground ball. Look out to Harden. Chase Harden moving in transition. Chase Harden rips one. Oh, that one goes high. Unfortunate for Harden. I know he was looking for that goal. But Harden, he's played a phenomenal game so far, both defensively and in transition. Now with under a minute left, the Rams look to hold the ball probably for the last shot of this quarter. So here it's up top with Roeder. Roeder will take it in down low. Finn Roeder sends it off to Laddick. Henry Laddick now with 30 seconds left to go. Good move by Laddick. He'll put it in his right, roll back to the left, send it off to Roeder. Roeder with a nice couple of moves. He'll question mark dodge. That one goes behind, but Mazabres is back there to back it up.
Yeah, 17.8 seconds here in this third quarter. We'll see if New Canaan get anything going, maybe end off with one more goal to go by 5.
So here's Wildman. Wildman dodging on Kirshner.
Ooh,
Wildman
good
shot that
save.
one off the post. It's Mazabres trying to hockey shot that one in. I think they're going to say goalie interference, and it's going black. 5.3 seconds left to go. Penn will launch that one. That's a missile as it's loose out in front. But nothing will come from that, and the Rams lead by 4 with a score of 10-6 in favor of the New Canaan Rams here heading into the fourth quarter of this amazing FCAC matchup. This is now turned into the battle for the top seed in the FCAC, albeit you only get home field advantage for one game, and then you have to play neutral site at Wilton, but
Yeah.
I guess this may dictate your matchups a little bit.
Right. Yeah, I mean, that would be the best part for the players when this match is all said and done. You know, whoever the winning team is right now, looking like the Rams, but still have another quarter to go, and they'll hear, hey, you guys get that sole possession of the number 1 seed, and that's going to feel good, especially because both these teams lost to Staples, but, you know, have wins over Darien, and Darien beat Staples, so showing the parity in the FCAC this year.
You know what's going to stink, though, is when you're that, maybe even you don't want the 1 seed I guess whoever's the 3 seed probably would wind up playing.
Yeah.
Or whoever's the 2 seed would wind up playing Staples as a 3 seed, I would guess. I don't know. I haven't been able to look at it too deeply yet, as the whole tiebreakers and whatever. That's going to be the FCX problem to handle, not ours up here in the booth. But I'm sure any team would hate it if you got the 1 seed and then you had to go and play Staples
that would be a
with
problem.
Josh Marcus. But albeit, I don't think that's possible if both these teams don't have the tiebreaker over them. So I guess Staples is locked into that one. But who knows? Maybe both these teams will wind up playing each other.
They could. Very well could.
I guess.
Could be a final.
Yeah, I guess if New Canaan loses, or no. Actually, I don't know if that's possible. I don't know. I'm just saying stuff
by
at
Wednesday.
this
By
point.
Wednesday, when you're doing the next game, you'll have the full. FCX
We'll see what the deal is.
Yeah.
That tournament will be set by then, basically.
Beautiful night here at Dunning, by the way. I mean, sun's
Yeah,
setting
this
on the
is
trees.
great.
Picturesque.
Yeah.
Beautiful
Got to take
night.
it in now, because on Wednesday
I know, a
the
lot of
night
rain,
game isn't going to be too
Wednesday, Thursday, a lot of rain.
good. Yeah.
Yeah. Nick P will have that down for weather, so he'll know by then.
So here's O'Neill and Penn on the faceoff. Oh, great faceoff win by Penn. Bryce Leiden's there on the back check, though. Now here's Carney. He'll lose the ball. Leahy with the good turnover. Ryan Leahy, he'll pick it up. Leahy, he's getting swarmed in the corner. Took the words out of my mouth there. They're going to say that's a loose ball push on Ridgefield, and it's going to New Canaan as Hayes. Hayes with the great pass from Roby. Great catch in transition from Hayes. He'll look across to Campese. Campese catches it one hand, and he'll tuck that in. Good night. Top shelf from Cole Campese. A phenomenal goal, and the Rams go up by 5.
If you're going to clip any goal from tonight, that might be the goal to clip there. Full field defense to offense. Roby, what a pass to Will Hayes, and then Hayes, running all the way into the offensive zone, fires it over to Cole Campese, and Campese just rips another one. And I think that could be the highlight of the night to use for this strong New Canaan performance.
Got to talk to my boy Dez on that one. It's not Dez Curry or Corey. Dez Fitzpatrick down there, freshman videographer, also freshman team lacrosse player. Fortunately, they lost to Darien today as JT O'Neill takes a shot, and he'll bury it. JT O'Neill gets his first goal on the day, and the Rams go up by 6.
Solo run right off the face-off for JT O'Neill. Yet another senior marking it off on the tally. And PJ, I think we're just down to what? Bryce Lyden here?
Bryce Lyden's the only captain that has not gotten
on it. So
gotten a goal.
We'll see if he'll get his. But JT O'Neill, just so good at winning all those face-offs.
Yeah.
You mentioned probably one of the best of the state, if not the best in the state, and just takes it all the way there and fires one past Penn and net.
Now you got the other JT, Jack Thompson, the sophomore, taking a face-off here against Penn. O'Neill, I'm sure he's tired. He's been putting in a lot of work in this second half, as Ridgefield will be able to get it over the midline, get a touch. It's Bryce Lyden heavy on the defense there. Is now a loose ball picked up by Hayes off of a bad pass. Hayes will send it up looking for Sullivan. Will Sullivan will get a touch and hold it. Sullivan, I think he originally got a touch, but the ref didn't say that he did, so he had to get another, but he'll send it down to Matt Reed, and now it's Henry Laddick from X. Laddick, he lost the ball. Good poke there on defense from Troy Nackey. That's up top with Campese. Campese off to Roeder. Roeder moving in. Finn Roeder with the left. That shot got blocked. Looked like it hit someone in traffic, but I'm going to say Matt Reed was there over the goalie, Dylan Penn. Now here's Reed in the alley on the wing. Reed up top to Roeder. Finn Roeder, he'll go down the alley. Bully dodge, and Finn Roeder on the bouncer. That one just misses the cage, but will be picked up behind by Laddick. Henry Laddick now in the alley. Laddick with the good move underneath. Oh, that was a great save from Penn. That maybe that hit the bar.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure, but that was
inches from going in there.
That was a great look from Laddick. Here's Wildman. Wildman out in front. Mazabras, and he'll get it this time. Brady Mazabras with the goal. And he'll give the Rams a 7-goal lead. Looks like they might just be locking up this top seed in the FCAC.
Yeah, well-deserved there from the junior Brady Mazabras. Obviously had that one earlier in the game that, we said he wished he had one back, and there it is right there. Nice jump shot there from Mazabras, and he's having a great game as he has all season from Mazabras. Now 13-6 lead for New Canaan, and PJ, looks like Rams are rolling towards that #1 seed in the FCAC.
So here it's going to be JT O'Neill on the face-off against Penn once again. O'Neill will win it. It's loose, and he'll pick it up. JT O'Neill will get it over the midline. Bryce Lyden staying in there on offense. He wants one. Oh, wow, a lot of heavy pressure there from Ridgefield. Laddick moving in. He'll settle it off. It's going to be Matt Reed from behind. Now here's Robinson, Luke Robinson. He'll take the short stick of Gamelin to X. The Rams will give a little bit of an ISO look from back there. The slide comes. Robinson passes it off to Campese. Campese back off to Mayock. Harry Mayock down the alley. Mayock shot. That one saved by Penn. Robinson picks it up out in front. Oh, great save from Penn. Thought Robinson was about to get one there, but unlucky for him. It's now Robinson with the flip pass to Laddick. Now on the wing, it's Matt Reed. Reed with the left hand out in front. That was a great look, but Penn with another great save. He's been playing really well this possession. Here's Troy Nackey. He'll send the pass off. That one broken up by Robinson. Normally he's the guy kind of quarterbacking a pass like that, but now he's playing defensive back a little bit.
Yeah.
Here's Mayock. Harry Mayock. The triple team in the midfield. Hayes will be able to get it over, pass it off to Campese. Campese will hold it on the wing. Here's Cole Campese going down low. Now the Rams isoing Campese at X. Cole Campese on the rollback being defended by Brian Fitzpatrick. That's up top with Robinson. He'll send it off to Wildman. Wildman now looking to dodge from up high. Here's Gray Wildman on the run. His shot goes wide. But the Rams are back there to back it up once again.
And New Canaan looking to get number 14 on the night here. They're getting awfully close.
Yeah. Here's Laddick. Nice move from X. He'll roll back. Laddick, he lost that ball. Kirshner with a good check as now it's loose. Both teams battling for it. Here's Penn on the clear. He's got a good look up there. Now Ridgefield in transition. Will pass it off. And settling it down is Carney. I mean, he's got to give his defense a little bit of a break here. It's going to be, bad pass from Carney. The Rams going to get the ball back here. Down on the side. On their own end, so 6:48 left to go here in the fourth quarter. Leiden, long pass to Braden Roby. Braden Roby, right down Main Street, and Braden Roby gets his second on the day. The captain getting some extra love on senior night. Braden Roby, and I mean, you got to give that a little bit in credit to Bryce Leiden on the phenomenal pass.
Yeah.
So I guess all seniors at least have a point here
exactly.
in senior night.
Yeah.
I think maybe the only poll without one is Ryan Leahy. But the Rams giving their seniors a little bit more love as well. As you see Preston Hanratty come in on defense. You see Ronan Hillman at attack as well as Charlie O'Neill. But the face-off here, it's going to be JT O'Neill. As O'Neill didn't win that clamp as scrum comes for the ground ball. Ball sent loose in the air. Leiden with a good check, but Ridgefield is going to call a timeout here. Come from Coach James Goldman. The score 14-6 here on senior night for the Rams with 6:22 left to go in regulation. Ryan, what have you seen from both these teams? Of course, this one looks kind of well in hand for the Rams, but what are some good takeaways that you could take for Ridgefield and some good stuff for the Rams as well?
Yeah, let me start with the Rams. Overall, great night, but how about the passing from New Canaan? I think that's something so underappreciated in lacrosse. I mean, you see these full field passes by these defensemen, Hayes and Roby, Leiden. I mean, all these guys are just delivering passes 40, 50 yards in the air on the money, and these are, setting up goals all across for New Canaan. That's thanks in part to all the attackers, but, 14 goals, that's no mistake, and that's just a credit to how well New Canaan's been playing. And for Ridgefield, some tough breaks here and there, and I think, you just got to look back early to the game. The first two quarters had some, close opportunities to bag a couple more goals, and, they're down by 8 right now, but to be honest, I don't think Ridgefield's playing terribly, and they are a very good team, but just going up against the caliber of New Canaan is so tough, and not many teams have cracked the code. This year it's only Staples so far, the only team to crack the code at New Canaan.
Yeah, I think this New Canaan team, they match up really well against Ridgefield. Ridgefield, they're not particularly strong anywhere. I think their face-off is really good. Of course, Brandon Penn. I think that's really kind of a key factor in them beating Darien. I think he won. Maybe it was 14 out of the 16 faceoffs in that game. There was a lot in favor of Penn. I think that was a big contributor in beating a team like Darien. But when you got a team like New Canaan who has a solid faceoff guy in JT O'Neill, as Carney moves underneath, and he'll bury that one. Oh, no, they're going to wave it off. He stepped in the crease. The Rams have gotten lucky on that. Quite a few times this year, most notably Iona Prep in the double OT, where Iona Prep, their game winner, got called off because a crease violation. As Will Hayes out in front, that one goes straight to the stick of Penn. So he'll look to lead. That's Lunn moving in transition now off to Colsey. Colsey will pass it out on the doorstep to Carney, and Carney buries that one. Off the assist from Chris Colsey. The Tigers cut the Rams' goals in half. That's the lead that the Rams have right now.
Yeah.
7-goal lead.
Yeah, Colsey setting that one up nice. That's a little practice goal for Ridgefield. I mean, that's something that you're doing every single day. Just nice and easy, little 1-2, and then two on one. You know, the only player to beat is the goalie. It should be nice and easy for pretty much anyone that's playing lacrosse at this top level of high school ball. But still a 7-goal lead for New Canaan.
So now it's going to be O'Neill and Penn is now taking it in. It's going to be Gamelin. He'll pass it off to Penn. It's Ridgefield settling up top. 5 minutes left to go here in the fourth quarter. Good dodge here. The Tigers really looking to get something going. Good contact there from Preston Hanratty, the senior. So now on the cut. Great look and great stop by Jack Kroll. As Kroll looks up the field, he's unable to connect with Roby. The ball loose in the midfield. Laddick, good job getting that off, but I think Coach Buzzio got a timeout as well. So 4:48 left to go in the fourth quarter. Rams lead by 7. Coach Buzzio calls a timeout. He'll preserve some possession, maybe even try to get some seniors some looks here, Ryan.
Yeah, good timeout there from Coach Buzzio, and I was on top of that nice save from Kroll and net. And Ridgefield, to end at least this fourth quarter, have been generating some good opportunities. Could have got a couple back there if not for some nice saves by Kroll. And after Leiden started in that, Kroll letting a couple early ones, but that was just to get those jitters out. I mean, that was his first time appearing in the game so far, but as he settled into this one, definitely made some great saves so far. And yeah, New Canaan up 14-7, and it does seem like Coach Buzzio maybe wants to put some other seniors in at this point, but we'll see. Still 4:48 left to go, and as for Ridgefield, down 7 right now. Tough spot, but again, great chances have been generated by the Tigers, so could see a couple more from them.
Yeah, so, 4:48, this game is, all over but the score. The Rams seem to be locking up the top seed in the FCAC. The Rams, they've played very well all season long. They have practically dominated every single game except for that Staples game. That was a really close one. But they've been a very dominant team throughout the year.
Yeah, and, this is no shame on Ridgefield. 13-2 right now. Assuming this one will end in defeat. Still 13-3, and great season for Coach Goldman and the Tigers. And, they'll move that focus onto FCX. And, as we said, we'll get the final standings, in the next couple of days. But imagining they're the 2 or 3 seed, is going to set up great matchup against Staples, someone who they lost to, and getting by them, it could be another rematch with this Rams team in the FCAC final.
Yeah, and also as well, the Rams have Don Bosco on Wednesday, so you want to preserve some of your players as well. That's going to be a big test against one of New Jersey's top teams. The Rams lost to them last year up in New Jersey. They got some great players over there. I'm excited for that one. I'm covering that one with, I think, Caden Leslie, actually. Yeah. He'll be doing that one with me. As Robinson, with a nice move from X. Luke Robinson sends it up top. Now here's Mayock. Mayock down low to Hillman. Back up with Mayock. Mayock, he's going to take his man to X. It's Brian Fitzpatrick, the senior. Short stick D-mid. It's Mayock looking to make a move. He'll pull it out. Now look to redodge as he passes off to Charlie O'Neill. O'Neill has been described as a motivator for this New Canaan team. He's always out there hooting and hollering. This is Mayock. Mayock shot it. He'll bury that one top shelf. Harry Mayock with the goal for the Rams. He extends their lead to 8. Mayock getting his on senior night for the senior.
Yeah, beautiful goal there by Mayock, and facing some pressure from that Ridgefield defense. And again, just firing one in. That's the theme with New Canaan. Just a ton of power shots. You know, they have the precision, but when needed, they can absolutely fire one past any goalie. And, you know, Dylan Penn, unfortunately, is on the receiving end of all these absolute rockets from New Canaan. And Mayak just adding another one, number 15 on the night for the Rams.
Yeah, Mayak, I mean, you know, he's a very talented player. He has great stick skills. He has definitely burnt me a couple of times in practice. I will admit that. You know, he's got a very quick first step. That's what has gotten me a lot of times. I am very slow on my feet, as those who know me, you know.
It's good to have the self-recognition.
Yeah.
That's good.
That's all right, though. Yeah, JV's got Ridgefield tomorrow.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You locked in?
I am very locked in.
You're good.
So here's going to be Kroll. He'll move it up to Leahy. Leahy across to Leiden. Wonder if Bryce Leiden maybe trying to take this one coast to coast. Leiden, he'll get it over the midline. Bryce Leiden moving in. He'll just pass it off to Willie Erickson. Erickson getting his first touches on the day. I saw him driving in. I think he must have his permit. He was driving in with his mom and shotgun, and then I saw his mom driving away by herself.
Yeah, okay.
But so here it's going to be Mayock taking it to X once again. Hillman flashed open for him just briefly, but so here, got Patty Sachs going into the goal on senior night. Here's Erickson up high. Erickson, he'll roll back again to Hillman. Now Hillman, he's got him hung at X. Ronan Hillman passes it off to Erickson, now up high with Will Wunderlich getting his first touches. Now here's Mayock on the roll off to Wunderlich. Wunderlich down low to Hillman. Now here's Charlie O'Neill off the wing. O'Neill shot with the left. That was a good rip from Charlie O'Neill. That one's going to go out, and it's going to go to Ridgefield.
Goal for New Canaan. Number 1, Patrick Sachs.
Getting some love for Patty Sachs here. Just coming on as a senior. He played his freshman year and didn't decide to for his sophomore or juniors, but he's back out here. He loves that goalie room with Cam Line and Kroll. Those three are good buds. You always see them warming up together. As Colsey, great roll. That one went off a hardened stick. That almost went in the back of the net.
Yeah, big crowd.
Sachs got a little lucky. No, he would have never let Harden live that down. It's going to be restarted behind with Penn. Good close out there from Bryce Linus. Now it's Hudson Kenny on defense at X on Carney. Good defense there from Kenny as Colsey steps into one, and he'll bury that one. Chris Colsey with the goal. With 1:07 left to go for the Tigers to cut the New Canaan lead down to 7.
Yeah, nice shot there from Colsey, beating Sachs in net there. Patrick Sachs, not too much you can do about that one. It's just a great shot from far outside against the guy getting his first minutes right here. And 15-8 lead for New Canaan still.
So it's going to be Jack Thompson on the face-off here against Penn. So you see Preston Hanratty on the wing for the Rams there, as well as Brooks Wunderlich, 2 seniors. That face-off will be won by Penn. He'll take it in, pass it off to Colsey. Colsey shot that one. Goes wide of the cage. That was a missile.
That will never be seen again. That ball is gone forever.
That ball.
That was straight into the woods.
Yeah, it was straight to the woods. There's nothing stopping that. He's here. It's going to restart. It was Carney in the alley. Now here comes Kristen. Liam Kristen from X, defended by Connor Mazza. Oh, he's got Mazza stumbling there. As the Leiden came good with the slide to back up Mazza. It's Carney shot. Wow, that was a rip from outside. And Carney able to put it past Sachs for the Tigers, 9th on the day.
Number 82.
Ridgefield just getting some nice insurance goals late right here. You know, making it seem pretty good, but still 15-9 for New Canaan. Sachs has gotten beaten twice, but again, you know, just got to survive these last 37 seconds, and you can, you know, celebrate a nice senior day win with all the boys.
It's going to be JT O'Neill on the face-off, coming in for Thompson. Well, I don't know about coming in, but Thompson took the last one, but O'Neill's back out here now.
Yeah.
His scrum for the ball is going to be picked up by Penn. Penn taking it in. He'll look across on the pass to Kessler. Kessler through some traffic. That ball's loose on the ground. Referee throws the flag with 20 seconds left. I'm not sure what kind of effect that's going to have on the game. I mean, but is Leiden looking to maybe just kind of kill this game out with the ball on the ground? As Colsey sends it out of bounds so that the Tigers can get the man up. So it's going to be a penalty on the ramp. Someone just call a timeout? I think Ridgefield just called timeout here with 14.5 seconds left to go here.
Well, maybe just trying to get
get some pride.
Yeah, maybe just draw something up for one of the seniors, one of their last games, maybe try and get something going. But, 14.5 seconds. It'd be pretty tough to get 6 goals in that, that amount of time.
What's that? That's like goal every 2.1 seconds or something. That's never say never,
right,
I guess.
Until the clock hits zeros, you can't be 100% sure.
Looks like JT O'Neill is ending off his senior night in the penalty box. Maybe not where you want to be on the end of your senior night, but he does have a goal to make up for it. And he's played very well on the face-off dot.
Yeah.
So, can't chirp him too much about it. Both teams will come out here for the final 14.5 seconds. It's going to start with Kessler in the alley, it seems.
Kroll back in net there for New Canaan. Sachs gets pulled after the 2.
So, here it's going to be Kessler. He'll take it behind to X. Look off to Colsey. Colsey will step into one. That one looked like it maybe got blocked by Schwartz. Now 5 seconds left to go. Here's Carney. He'll step down. That one straight to the stick of Kroll. And that will do it for senior night here at Dunning Field. New Canaan Rams win by a score of 15-9. As the Ridgefield Tigers fortunately fall. Only their 3rd loss on the season. And that locks up the top seed in the FCAC for the Rams, and possibly, not surely, the top seed in the state for state playoffs as well, which the Rams are going to have to look forward to as well.
Yeah.
But that will do it here for us on NCHS Athletics from Dunning Field. PJ Neville, Ryan Bell, thank you all for joining us, and we'll see you next time.